Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Lilo N Stitches. I'm your yarn host Jennifer. Today I went to Hobby Lobby. No, actually last night I went to Hobby Lobby, and in my world today is last Friday, so this video was filmed 7 days ago because we are pre-recording a lot of videos so that during the weeks I have time to record yarn. I have time to record yarn. I have time to record tutorials for the upcoming premiere week, which we're super excited about. Now, Hobby Lobby happened for two very important reasons. Number one, as of last Friday, hopefully by the time you see this video a week later, my headache will have subsided drastically. Let's hope. It's been about 2 weeks where I've had a headache, and it's a migraine. It's very much a migraine. Like I said, I've had it for 2 weeks. Motrin, Tylenol, Excedrin. Nothing is taking the headache away. It eases it for a little bit and then it blares back. So, yeah, it's been real fun. I had a little micro meltdown last night, and Mr. Cinnamon came home from work, and I was on the verge of just crying because, not because the headache is, it's a migraine in the fact that it has been here for a long time. I can't get it to break. It is not a severe migraine. I do occasionally get severe migraines to where it makes me feel like nauseous and like it gets very violent in my body. You hear all the ruckus the dogs are making? What is happening? Oreo came in here to hide from it. She's all, nope, they're getting crazy. Scarlett and Bentley play really rough with each other, and Oreo does not want a part in it. Oh, you're wet. Was he biting you? No, sir. Nope. Oreo's in here. You cannot come in. So I was on the verge of a meltdown last night. Not from the severity of the pain. It's not that type of migraine. It's just it's been persistent for so long that I'm frustrated with my body for still having this dang headache. Today I feel okay, but the mornings are usually better than the evenings. I feel much worse. So, like, can you just go? Go. Go lay down. Scarlett, she is pushing through, even though there's stuff in front of the door. Concentrate. Let's get back to the subject of yarn. Mr. Cinnamon was like, you know, he's a fixer. He's a fixer. Okay, if I don't feel good, if I'm in a mood, if I'm having it, he wants to fix it and make me happy and smiley and whatever. So he does whatever it takes to do that. He's a really good husband. He spoils the heck out of me. I do admit this. And so I was trying to distract myself from crying because I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to break down. And so I was like talking to him about some of the things that I'm working on that I have to show you guys because they're so pretty. And I was like, I love this yarn so much. And I showed you guys this yarn in a previous video a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. You know, sometime in the headache time frame. And I purchased a small purchase at Hobby Lobby, and I fell so in love with this yarn after I worked it up on my knitting machine. I'm doing a lot of work on the knitting machine right now because I'm trying to learn. I'm in the learning process of the whole process. So I want to learn how to properly use the machine. I want to learn how to fix the mistakes that happen on the machine. Little man actually made a hat last night. He all by himself. Like, I cast it on and I closed it up, but he did all the cranking. And while the inside layer, the white layer, has massive mistakes, he doesn't care because he just wants the red on the outside. So while it looks like a Christmas hat, it's his favorite color, red. So he doesn't care. He's very proud of it. He was showing everybody his hat he created. He was cranking too fast because his arm was hurting him, and he was getting bored. And so he's trying to hurry up and get the hat over with. And so when I attached the white yarn, he's cranking and cranking, and it started grabbing multiple stitches. So he has like a section where it's just like, it's not fully through the stitch, you know. And so but he doesn't care. The red part is beautiful. He did a really good job. The yarn, the red heart, whatever we used worked beautifully on the machine. Like, the hat looks really nice, and he's really proud of himself. So anyway, you guys probably already saw this hat. This yarn was the Costa Mesa. The Yarn Be Soft and Sleep Costa Mesa turns into this. So it looks like this on the rack. And it looks like this knit up. It's stunning. Like, this is so... This is just... It reminds me of, like, the Southwest. It reminds me of either Native American or Mexican folk art is what it reminds me of. Cave drawings, just all those things, you know. And I've seen a lot of those things in person. So to me, this just screamed New Mexico specifically. Like, and I love New Mexico. New Mexico skies are actually like this color. They're a beautiful turquoise color. I don't know why, but like, New Mexico skies are special. And the sunsets look like they're on fire. It's just, it's this hat reminds me of all the beautiful places that I have visited. Now this one, I just did like a cinch top. I hate the cinch top. I don't like the way this looks. There's like an inch of thick scrunched up material right here. I don't like it. The next one I'm going to show you is not like that. But I really love this so much. I want to make another hat, but I want to play with the yarn. And I will talk about that as well, because if I show you the next hat, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I'll show you the yarn in better depth in a minute. I just want to show you the hats I'm working on. This is one side. This is the other side. It's a beautiful hat. It's a beautiful hat. So, fell completely in love with this yarn. It's soft and squishy. It's anti-pilling acrylic. And it's got this beautiful patterning on it. We know that I love anti-pilling acrylic and I love self-patterning yarn. Now, this hat is different. You see that beautiful rounded? Let me show you the difference. So this is all bulky and gathered. This is beautiful, soft, smooth, rounded. There's no extra bulk there because I decreased this on my needles. So I knit the full body of the hat, both sides. I can't wait to show you the inside. And I took it off and I attached my knitting needles and I did a beautiful decrease on the top. I'm in love with this hat. This pink yarn is Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn metallic. It's very, very sparkly. It's sparkly. Okay. It's a beautiful yarn. I had it left over from the Lilo N Stitches sampler, the blanket we're working on. And so I took this pink and I paired it with the Soft and Sleek Baby Low Pill Fiber. And this is what the skein looked like, right? But I was telling you guys when I bought this last week, I was like, there's spots where it looks like maybe it's going to act like the Bloom yarn from Premier Yarns, where there's like a row of flowers, right? Wait do you see the other side of this hat? Is this not beautiful? Okay, so this reminds me of like Purina, because we have a Purina tower down in our Fredericksburg downtown area, and it's got the red and white squares like the Purina dog food logo. Well, Purina also makes lion chow and tiger chow and all kinds of animal chow. Like, they make food for all the animals at the zoo too. So that's what this reminds me of, but like, it's still kind of pretty, right? And then when you go down a little further, you start to get like these little, let me turn my light down. These little really soft, like purpley and blues flowers, which you could barely see, but this part is gorgeous. I love that part. So you have this hat, which when you fold up the brim, you got a little peek of the glitter, right? But when it's on the glitter side, that green leaves is the brim. And it's so pretty. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of in love with this yarn, guys. So, and because I only did one side is the pink and one side is this yarn, I have enough left over for another hat or ear warmer if I want. And yeah, Is that not so pretty? And I love that I did the hand decrease. So yes, I'm loving the knitting machine. This hat, if I had knit this by hand, would have taken me, because it's 2 layers, probably 8 to 10 hours. Just because this and all, I mean, it's a lot of rows. It's 120 rows. Dang it, my battery is forever dying lately. Hang on. Because I'm recording so many videos in bulk, my batteries are constantly like being switched out and recycled. And so like my batteries are constantly running low, and I thought I had 3/4 of a battery when I started this video, but apparently I did not. So I fell so in love with this yarn. I was like, okay, I definitely want to buy more of this yarn and more of this yarn for sure. And so I was telling Mr. Cinnamon that, and because I had the headache, he's all, let's just go to Hobby Lobby right now. I was like, I don't have the money right now. It's not a pay week. Like, groceries are costing way more money because of the change in our diet. And like, I don't have the extra money. I mean, I could have, real talk, I could have afforded this. But in my head, like, I cannot spend, I'm not one of those people that spends their money to zero. I don't do it. I always have money in my bank, even if it's $10. Like, I don't run it to zero. It makes me panic. Because I grew up poor, and I always need to have at least $10 in my bank account. So, I say I don't have the money a lot, out loud. When in actuality, I do, but I don't responsibly have the money. Honestly, like that's how my brain works. So I said those words to Mr. Cinnamon. He's all, don't worry about it. Let's just go to Hobby Lobby. I was like, no, like I feel guilty. And I've been talking about my guilt a lot lately too. Like I have horrid guilt. And so I was like, I feel really guilty. Like I don't want you to have to buy me yarn. Like he's all, no. And he went in the living room. He bypassed me. He told both the kids, get dressed, get in the car. We're going to Hobby Lobby. So now, I didn't know the name of this colorway. And I watched my video while we were in the Hobby Lobby, and I didn't say the name of this colorway when we were in Hobby Lobby, or when I was making the video. So this is the Baby Bee, not the Yarn Bee. This one's Yarn Bee. This one's the Baby Bee, so it's over by the baby yarn. It's Soft and Sleek Baby, and it is in the colorway XOXO or color 22. Okay, now take a good look at the way that looks. It's peaches, pinks, right? Could not find anything that looked like this on Hobby Lobby's aisle, but I saw this. And I was like, well, that kind of looks like this part. Right? And so me and Mr. Cinnamon are debating. He's all, just get a couple of those. And then I really fell in love with this one because I love speckles and dots. He's all, get them both. 2 of this and 2 of that. And then we'll figure it out, and hopefully one of them, because he was thinking this one too was that colorway. That don't look like the same yarn at all. It's the same colorway. So I got 2 of this one in the color XOXO. Again, it's the Soft and Sleek Baby Low Pill Fiber, not anti-pilling specifically. 164 yards in the Baby Bee, but the Soft and Sleek in the Yarn Bee has 186 yards. So for the same price, $4.99. Oh no, this one's $3.99. Okay. Here's another thing. This drives me crazy. Same yarn, same colorway. This one's $4.50. This one's $3.99. And that's what the cashier was last night. She was like, okay, some of these are 4 something and some of them are 3. And I told her, she's all, maybe it's because they're a different colorway. I said, no, it's because Hobby Lobby has raised the price this year, and these are the older skeins with the lower price. And I forgot about that when I was in the yarn aisle, or I would have checked all the labels, because that 50 cents makes a difference. Even though these were all 30% off this week, so we actually paid 30% less. But still. So, and then the Soft and Sleek regular is $5 a ball. But the Baby Bee is $4.50. Previously $3.99. So check your labels because it's that time of year where they're putting in the new prices. So I got 2 in this color, the XOXO, for more beautiful hats like this. And then I got this colorway, which is Gimme Sugar, which is like a white color with spots and like stripes, and like on the inside is like different colors. And then this may very well, if I can get that, there we go. This may very well give the same effect as this, but then again, it may not. And that's one thing that drives me nuts about Hobby Lobby, is they will have yarn on the shelf, right? And this looks like it could be a self-striping yarn, correct? Could be. I had no idea it was going to do this. Not a clue. Had I known, I would have bought more. But this doesn't tell you it's going to do that. Whereas other yarn companies, all other yarn companies will say self-patterning, speckles, stripes, like whatever. Like that's what drives me nuts, is like you don't know what you're getting when you shop at Hobby Lobby, because these all say, I got 3 different colorways of the Soft and Sleek. I don't know. This one looks more self-striping than that one. Is this one going to be a self-striping, or is it going to be a patterning? I have no idea. Not a clue. So that's a little bit frustrating. This one looks more like this type of colorway. So I think this one's going to be self-patterning, but I have no idea if this one's going to, because this one looks more self-striping, right? But nothing on here tells you what it's going to be. It just tells you the colorway. This one is Melisani. Blue and gold and white. I have no idea what's going to happen with this one. This looks like self-striping, which will be fine. I don't mind self-striping. This one, like I said, is that hat I just showed you. This one's Costa Mesa. These are all low pill fibers. And then this one is Parisian Light. So this one has purple and blue and green. And I'm really thinking that this is going to self-pattern like that. But I won't know until I work it up. So, yeah. And Mr. Cinnamon was correct. He did, in fact, put a smile back on my face, even though I was frustrated with my headache and I just wanted the headache to go away. Those 6 balls of yarn really made me happy. And what made me even more happy is I know that I'm going to be able to create more hats on my machine that look like this. So, and I'm really like, love the way it looks when I decrease it. Now I know not everybody that has a knitting machine knows how to do that. And this works just as well, but for me personally, because I know how to knit and I know the difference between these two and the feel difference. Like this, I kid you not, look at that. That's what's on top of your head, which is fine if you hide it with a pom-pom. It's fine if you're wearing it kind of saggy style, but when it's like up against your head, you can feel that knot. And for me, like, there's a huge difference. Like if I lay this flat like that one is, it's just 4 layers of knitted fabric. It's smooth, there's no bumpiness to it. And if you look this way too, this is another good way to tell. See how the difference in the thickness? That's like a good 2 inches. That's like not even an inch. So my knitted machine hats, I'm definitely learning how to, and to do this, I'm gonna tell you, because I tried to do it without waste yarn and it turned into a disaster. What you have to do is on both ends is do waste yarn and then pick up the stitches that way. And otherwise, like, it's impossible to pick up the stitches properly on your needles. So I just did waste yarn and I came through and I picked up all the stitches from the end row of the colorway I'm using, like the XOXO, and then I pull out the waste yarn, which was scrap yarn I had left over from another hat, which worked out perfectly, and I balled it back up and I can use it again for the next project. So yeah, I really like, I'm loving the knitting machine. I'm working on so many projects right now, if I come in here and I want to make that, I never told you how long that hat took me to make. Okay, so if I was to make that hat with just my knitting needles and I was making a double layer hat like that, it would probably take me, like I said, 8 to 10 hours. But on the knitting machine, the actual knitting on the machine is about 30 minutes. And I can do the 2 decreases on the crowns in another 30 minutes. So in exactly 1 hour, I have a beautiful fully knit hat that's partially made with my hands and partially machine knit. And they're beautiful and I love them. And I'm really enjoying making them. And right now they're just going into like my hat bucket because I got this idea from Debbie the Canadian Crotcher. She keeps a bucket of hats, so if she has visitors or you know she sees somebody walking down the street, she can say, hey, you need a hat, it's cold outside. She didn't say the walking down the street part. She has a lot of friends, I don't. So she has people that are at her house frequently, neighbors, friends, relatives, so she always has hats available for them by the front door. Me, I pass it out to the neighbors, even though I don't really like the neighbors. The little kids didn't do anything to me. So like if I see a little kid out there with his ears showing, I break out a really pretty hat out of my bucket and say, here, you want a cool hat? And the kids across the street, they love my hats. They love all of my crochet things. They are so impressed that I made that. Like, it's amazing. But right now I'm just doing that. Eventually I would like to gift them when I get more better with the machine. Possibly sell them if I have a big enough stock. They're never going to be really expensive. Like my hats were like $10, $15 just because I'm not making them to make a profit. But if you would like a hat, like I have, you know, I'll put them up for sale for people if they want a hat from me. And I don't know that I will ever do like craft shows or anything like that, because to me that seems like a lot of work and I already got my hands full with life. So, you know how that goes. But you know, I have hats available when I decide, or if I decide I want to sell them. And I'm so excited about working with some more of this yarn. I was thinking about actually making like a scarf to go with that hat because I love that hat so much. And I would just love to have a nice fluffy scarf to go with it. Even though it's, hey, Mr. Cinnamon's home. I'm going to let you guys go and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.